Yeah, thanks very much for coming on to the Bret Easton Ellis podcast book club. Uh,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. I'm kind of really excited to hear what you have to say. Basically, I wanted to start with before you played the character of Sean Bateman. Did you read the Rules of Attraction before? Did you go into it just from the script, or had you read Bret Easton Ellis before?
I'd read American Psycho. I'd read American Psycho, and I was familiar with Bret. I read the script, and I just loved it. Roger Avery had. You okay? You good?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, I just heard beeping. I didn't know if we need to start over. Yeah, Roger Avery had written this incredible script, and all the cues that I needed for a fully fleshed out character were in the script. I actually purposely did not read the entire book, because what I was afraid might happen was I would read the book, and then there would be scenes in the book that would be in my head that I thought were in the movie. Mm-hmm. So I decided to base the character entirely on the pieces that Roger had pulled from the book and had used, and then kind of the creativity he'd put into the script. I thought that would serve the movie best. I didn't read the book until after. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Roger was kind of my Sherpa through the book, and so I put complete trust in him, and then from that we created what you saw in the movie. But the character, for me, the character of Patrick Bateman was super important in playing Sean. So I was in a way, reading American Psycho was probably the best possible preparation, because that's your big brother. and there were a couple scenes in the movie where Sean actually had to call his big brother, which we ended up not using in the cut. But for me, the character of Patrick Bateman was always right there over Sean in every single scene, in every bit of preparation. There was Patrick.
Okay, yeah, and so you read it afterwards, but you normally like I know you from Dawson's Creek and things like that. You normally played like quite a nice guy. What was it like in like doing this sort of character where there's kind of no redeemable qualities to him?
Oh, I disagree. I think there are many. I don't know about redeemable. It's not my place to judge or decide who gets redeemed and who doesn't. I mean, to me, Sean was somebody who was desperately looking to give and receive love, and had zero skills with which to do that. So to me, he was a tragic character. I mean, there are his actions, right? And he's an asshole. I mean, objectively, kind of an asshole, and he's rough, and he's very selfish. But I don't look at him. I just look at him as a guy who really underneath wanted to give and receive love and had no idea how to do that. Just didn't grow up with the tools, didn't grow up with it around him, and was so disconnected from that thing that he really, really wanted. So to me, that's tragic. Does that redeem what he did? I don't know. That's for the audience to decide, not me. To me, he was a guy who was after something very worthy and kind of what we're here on this planet to do, but he just sucked at it. That was my view of Sean. And it was very different than the character I was playing at the time. But it's funny, oddly enough, I had my start both in theater and in independent film before I got Dawson's Creek, playing all kinds of just terrible people. So bullies and neo-Nazis and all kinds of weird characters before I ended up
what do you
doing
enjoy
Dawson's
more
Creek.
playing,
So it was definitely in my repertoire.
Yeah. And do you enjoy playing kind of these more like dark characters?
I enjoy complicated people. The more complicated they are and the more specific I can make them, the more fun it is, because the more whatever happens in between action and cut will surprise me. It's funny. I always think, it'd be fun to play this guy who's really dark or really evil, and because he's in control. But I'm so stupid, because I forget every single time going into those roles. Once those characters get on their feet, I realize, oh yeah, this character's like this because he's saddled with a lot of pain. This person has there's just so much sadness and so much desperation and so much dysfunction, and that's why they are that way. And so I mean, it's fun in that masochistic actory kind of way, but yeah, there's always a lot of despair in those guys. And so by about 3/4 of the way through the film shoot, you're like, oh, there's a lot of sadness to carry, man.
Yeah. And what was it like? I interviewed Roger Avery as well, and like watching that film now,
Oh
it's
yeah.
a very ambitious film. Seeing the way like the techniques used and every way that it was shot and all the different things that were tried in order to kind of copy the literary style of the book, or at least do its own version of it. What was it like being on set?
Oh, Roger's a genius. I love Roger. I can't say enough good things about Roger. He was created a container that felt like freewheeling chaos, but he knew where all the boundaries were, where all the cliffs were, and you just had free reign in there. And he just kind of somehow Jedi mind tricked you into zones that were good for the movie, but you felt like you had complete and total freedom. Um, he was just great. Everybody trusted him. I think he genuinely cares about everybody and cared about all the actors, cared about the performances. He's got a big heart, um, and just really, really capable and just so able as a filmmaker to know what he wants, to know exactly how to shoot it, to know he knows how he's going to edit it. So there's no superfluous coverage of the scene. Even like I remember the scene with Clifton, the drug dealer, the
Yeah.
very first scene. He just shot profile and he never got complimentary coverage on me. And even the first AD was saying, "Aren't you going to want to get around?" And Roger said, "No, I'll never use that in the edit." And he knew exactly how he was going to shoot it. So you just really felt like you were in good hands. And that one really ambitious shot with the split screen that came together, it was a big swing. It was a big ballsy swing. It was the one moment where you kind of really had to buy Sean and Lauren as something that actually maybe could be. And it was this big technical thing. We did all pretty much in camera. I mean, this is before we could really afford any more than just that much digital technology to go in and fix or rotoscope. Um, and he just pulled it off, man. He galvanized everybody through passion um, and just giving us license to kind of go off and be crazy and discover it.
Yeah, and so you read
And it was a fun set.
you read American Psycho beforehand, and then you read Rules of Attraction after. Did you read any more of Bret Easton Ellis's work?
Yeah, I've read a bunch. I've since become friends with Brett, and I've read a bunch of his stuff. And yeah, he's just one of those voices. I'm just so glad is out there. He's really he's such a sharp wit, such an independent thinker. Yeah, I love Brett. I've since become really pretty good friends.